Yo, what is going on, bros and hoes? It's Eric back at you with yet another Trillium beer review. And tonight we're going to take a look at another beer that Freddie from CraftBeerNation sent me. I've got to give a huge shout out. This beer was sold out and we were working out trade details. And by the way, Trillium has like a million amazing IPAs for sale at any given time at the brewery. This one happened to go quick. It's their 3rd anniversary beer. This is Trillium Dialed In. And I think this plays homage to their new brewing facility, and I think it's on Canton Street, or in Canton, and the other breweries on Congress Street. But anyways, that's them getting up to production and dialing all their different beers in and getting everything, you know. They kind of had, I think Joe said it in his video, they kind of had some issues initially with production and things coming out clearer than normal and not tasting as great. But they're back, I guess. And this is a double IPA, clocking at 8.5% alcohol by volume, brewed with Nelson Sauvin hops and Galaxy hops. And they actually did, like, I think a mid-fermentation edition of Sauvignon Blanc grape juice. So that's pretty cool. That's cool that they're taking those flavors to a whole new level. This one pours out like fucking pineapple juice. Joe says it every time in his video, so sorry to steal a line from you, pal, but you're kind of taking the descriptors of the obvious out of the equation. And hey, this one is frickin' haze for days like normal. Fluffy white head. That head is dissipating quite quickly, almost like a surly beer. JK. But anyways, it is dissipating really, really quickly. Whatever. Beer looks great. Let's go ahead and dive into it. I actually, really quickly, I should tell you that this beer also uses Columbus hops, which I didn't realize. They use Pilsner malt as their base malt in this one. Cara Crystal 15, flaked wheat, and Dextrine sugars. So, you know, similar malt bills for all these beers, but hey, it's all about the hops, right? And that yeast. So let's go ahead and dive the nose in. Oh, wow. Holy shit. I just reviewed Congress Street, and I was like, whoa. That didn't smell as fruity. This is way more Nelson and Galaxy forward. I mean, there is so much, like, white grape notion, like, white wine notes, big tropical fruits, peach, mango, overripe pineapple, a tangerine. Oh, smells so fucking good. A little bit of a touch of dankness and herbaceousness from the Columbus, but it's nowhere near the dominating notion that Congress Street had with the Columbus. I mean, this honestly smells like straight up juice, and I have been yearning for this and trying to make this or make a beer like this, and here we are. So, cheers! Thanks for tuning in. I mean, that's awesome. That is so white grape forward and almost white wine forward. Like, almost like they literally poured white wine into this beer. So smooth. It just glides across the palate. It's got... Literally, it almost tastes like this was aged in a wine barrel. It's almost got like this, like, rustic, earthy, herbaceous note, almost bordering oak, but it kind of comes full circle with the Galaxy and brings it back into the tropical realm of things, where it's got this like fleshy pineapple. Like, almost like when you cut a pineapple and you eat it down to where you're about to throw the skin, if the skin's still on, or the rind, I should say, and you got like those fleshy like phalanges that are coming off of it that you can't get off the rind. It's almost like that, where you're just sucking the juice right off of it. It's almost like you took a bunch of Sauvignon grapes and just drenched the pineapple before biting into it. It's really, really awesome. The one thing I will say is, with a base malt, I never, as a home brewer, never really thought that you could taste a base malt. I'm wrong. Because this is so much more like light and quaffable and crushable, and it has this Pilsner malt has this graininess to it almost. It's crackery, it's bready, it's light, it's really honestly pretty different from like a Golden Promise or just your general two-row. Honestly, this stuff smells and tastes fucking great. Freddie, thanks so much. You were absolutely the man for sending this out. I didn't think this would be something that in a million years that I would be able to try. Like I said, Trillium beers are not exactly easy to trade, but Freddie sent me a message and he goes, "Do you want some Trillium?" And it's like, well, duh, yeah. Here we are, and we're reviewing this. I'm sorry John is not here in these reviews. We have very, very different schedules. I know we've alluded to it on camera before, but at least I'm expecting twins. John's working all the time, and I'm working the opposite shifts, and I've got a second job, and he's remodeling his house, and I'm remodeling my house. So in the essence of freshness, I'm trying to get these beers reviewed. He will be present for at least some of the more fun ones. So with that said, I just noticed this beer does not have a bottling date on it, but really cool label. Shout out to them rotary phones. Do you guys, honestly, I'm surprised that it took me 6 minutes and 32 seconds to bring up the Joe shout out to the rotary phones reference, because we LOL'd for that for quite a while. But honestly, I do remember, I'm an 80s baby, and I do remember using a rotary phone, and our area code was 715 and our city code was 246 in Wisconsin when I was using rotary phones. And I remember how much it sucked to have to do that. At least we didn't have to deal with the 9 shit like Joe did. But yeah, I think it's really, really cool that they chose that label. Trillium's artwork is always on point. Their labels are clean. I love the teal. Fuck, man, I love this beer. Full cocoa. With that said, I actually think I would have preferred... no. I was thinking I may have preferred like a different base malt, because I have a little bit of a preference when I'm brewing to use Golden Promise or two-row or a mix of, or even Maris Otter, depending on what I'm brewing. But the Pilsner malt's working in this. It's letting all the hops and that Nelson and the white grape juice just kind of shine here. It's really, really tropical. It's really nice, and I'm rambling, and I'm done. I promise. I'm going 98 out of 100. I think it's world class. Keep brewing beer, Trillium. Don't ever stop, because I need to get out to Boston to see you, and that should happen hopefully sooner than later. Yeah, is this an easy task to dome Trillium on your own? Don't know. Okay, guys, enough rambling. 98 out of 100. Probably one of my top 3 out of the 5 Trillium beers I've had so far. Yeah, cheers. Happy 3rd, Trillium. Peace.